Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Vinashaya Chadushkritam Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Purport: according to Bhagavad-gita, a sadhu, holy man, is a man in Krishna consciousness. A person may appear to be irreligious, but if he has the qualifications of Krishna consciousness, wholly and fully, he is to be understood to be a sadhu. And dushkritam applies to those who do not care for Krishna consciousness. Such miscreants or dushkritam are described as foolish and the lowest of mankind, even though they may be decorated with mundane education. Whereas a person who is 100% engaged in Krishna consciousness is accepted as a sadhu, even though such a person may be neither learned nor well cultured. As far as the atheistic are concerned, it is not necessary for the Supreme Lord to appear as he is to destroy them, as he did with the demons Ravana and Kamsa. The Lord has many agents who are quite competent to vanquish demons, but the Lord especially descends to appease his unalloyed devotees, who are always harassed by the demoniac. The demon harasses the devotee, even though the latter may happen to be his kin. Although Prahlad Maharaj was the son of Hiranyakashipu, he was nonetheless persecuted by his father. Although Devaki, the mother of Krishna, was the sister of Kamsa, she and her husband Vasudeva were persecuted only because Krishna was to be born of them. So, Lord Krishna appeared primarily to deliver Devaki rather than kill Kamsa, but both were performed simultaneously. Therefore it is said here that to deliver the devotee and vanquish the demon miscreants, the Lord appears in different incarnations. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Krishnadas Kaviraj, the following verses summarize these principles of incarnation. Shrishti hetu jai murti prapanche avatare, she ishar murti avatar nam dhare, maya tita parabhome shaba avashthan, Vishya avatari dhare avatar nam. The avatar or incarnation of Godhead descends from the kingdom of God for material manifestation, and the particular form of the personality of Godhead who so descends is called an incarnation or avatar. Such incarnations are situated in the spiritual world, the kingdom of God. When they descend to the material creation, they assume the name avatar. There are various kinds of avatars, such as Purusha avatars, Guna avatars, Leela avatars, Shakti Avesh avatars, Manvantara avatars and Yuga avatars, all appearing on schedule all over the universe. But Lord Krishna is the primeval Lord, the fountainhead of all avatars. Lord Sri Krishna descends for the specific purpose of mitigating the anxieties of the pure devotees who are very anxious to see him in his original Vrindavan pastimes. Therefore the prime purpose of the Krishna avatar is to satisfy his unalloyed devotees. The Lord says that he incarnates himself in every millennium. This indicates that he incarnates also in the age of Kali. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the incarnation in the age of Kali is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spread the worship of Krishna by the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy names, and spread Krishna consciousness throughout India. He predicted that this culture of Sankirtan would be broadcast all over the world, from town to town and village to village. Lord Chaitanya, as the incarnation of Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is described secretly but not directly in the confidential parts of the revealed scriptures, such as the Upanishads, Mahabharata, and Bhagavatam. The devotees of Lord Krishna are very much attracted by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. This avatar of the Lord does not kill the miscreants, but delivers them by His causeless mercy, appears in every age in His various incarnations, being very kind to His devotees. As I was mentioning this morning, the whole Bhagavatam is a discussion of Krishna and His devotees. There's no meaning to being Bhagavan unless there are Bhagavats. As Prabhupada described, that there's no meaning to be a king without a kingdom and without subjects. So Bhagavan means who has got all opulences, but also opulences includes, most important is his devotees. So the devotees, they are like the decoration on Bhagavan. Of course, he is self-sufficient in himself, but even he himself says that aham bhakta paradhino hiyasvatantra ivadvija. He says that I am not independent. I am dependent on my devotees. So bhakti, this is the message of the Bhagavad-gita, it is the message of all the Shastra. And we require also a bhakta to describe Bhagavad-gita. If we hear Bhagavad-gita from a non-devotee, we won't understand. Here, Prabhupada very nicely explains that there's no material need for Krishna to appear in this world, even to destroy the demons. He can do that through the agency of His various energies. Sometimes we hear it's described in various Puranas, Devi Bhagavata, different Puranas, how there are some demons that only Devi could destroy. Just like we have Mysore. What's the original name of Mysore? So that is the buffalo demon, the original buffalo from which we all get our milk. So who was killed by Durga. The idea was no one else could kill such a demon. But actually Krishna can kill. Because Devi, she herself takes energy from Krishna. She is Shakti. But the Param Shaktiman, even above Lord Shiva, who is her husband, is Krishna. So Krishna doesn't need to appear in this world to vanquish the demons. But He especially comes to favor His devotees, to pick up the devotees. And you may say, well, He doesn't have to do that. But He does because He loves His devotees. He wants to show favor to His devotees. And another perspective is that He also wants to pick up everybody, because ultimately everybody is His devotee. That's why we see even demons killed by Krishna. Just like Putana. What was her qualification for getting the position of the mother of Krishna? Just Krishna's mercy, that's all. Because Krishna thought at one point in her existence, in her miserable, wretched, wicked existence, there was a little trace of affection for Krishna. Even though she didn't understand He was God. As soon as she understood He was God, she became angry towards Him. Because in her previous life as Ratnamala, she was the sister of Bali Maharaj. And when she first saw Vaman, she thought, oh, what a beautiful young boy. Who is that mother who is fortunate enough to suckle him at her breasts? So there was some motherly affection. You see, even the demons, they may have. Hiranyakashipu also expressed affection for Prahlad. He was calling him, please come, what have you learned? As soon as he learned, I learned about Vishnu, then the affection changed. But, so like that, this Ratnamala had a little, there was some feeling of affection, even it was mundane, but it was directed towards Vamandev. And then later when he took everything away, then she became very angry. And she wanted to do harm to him, which he got the opportunity to attempt to do in the next life as Putana. So her existence was basically wicked. She came from a very bad family. Her brothers were Aghasura, Bakasura, very dangerous family. Yeah, worse than. So, but Krishna, when he sucked out the life force from her, he took away all her sinful reactions. And at that time, you remember, Neha Vikramanashasti Pratyavaya Navidyate Swabhamapyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatobhaya. She had a little affectionate feeling for me, alright. She wanted to be my mother, alright. Give her the position. So Krishna is so merciful. He wants to deliver everybody. It's not Name Dvesho, he says. I don't envy anybody. I'm not envious of everybody. Krishna says, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. Name Dvesho Stina Priyaha. Actually, Krishna says, I'm equal to everyone. I don't hate anyone. I don't love anyone in particular. But actually, he loves everyone. He says, no one is my Priya. That means that he's not biased. That anyone can, even if you're the most sinful, wretched, fallen, miserable wretch, if we turn towards Krishna, he says, alright, okay. Savadhaman Parittaja, Mamekam Sharanam Raja, Aham Twang Savapapi Mukchaishami Mashucha. What a promise. Whatever sins you've done, millions of lifetimes, alright, never mind. You came to me, alright. I accept you. So Krishna is so merciful. He wants to deliver everybody. But he particularly comes to deliver those who are on the path of devotion. We see particularly. As Matsya Avatar, he delivers Satyavrata Muni. As Nrsimhadev, he delivers Prahlad Maharaj. And similarly, in this purport, Prabhupada has mentioned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who, of course, his devotees are very well known. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Nityananda, Shadvaita Garadha, Shivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. There are so many devotees, and some of the names of the prominent devotees are listed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it's said that simply by remembering these devotees, just by remembering their names, one can get love of Krishna. They're so powerful. Any one of them is powerful enough to deliver the whole universe. They're so powerful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's always accompanied by his devotees, but his intention is to make everyone a devotee. That's what he wants. Because he knows everyone is a devotee. But at the moment they just forgot. That's one outlook of a preacher. On the one hand, we have in Gita that Namandushkushino Murha Prapadyante Naradhamaha Maya Paritagyana Asuram Bhavamashitaha. Krishna says those who are demoniac, they don't surrender to me. 4 categories. The foolish, lowest of mankind, deluded scholars, and out and out demons. So they don't surrender to me. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his avatar is especially meant for giving profuse mercy, both in quality and quantity. In quality, his mercy means that he gives love of Krishna up to a standard that is even other avatars, they're not giving. And one cannot, even Krishna himself did not widely distribute this Durlabha Brahmarapra, this prem, love of Krishna, that's very difficult even for Lord Brahma to attain. So qualitatively Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's contribution is there, and quantitatively also. He's not just giving to 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2 Babajis in Radha Kund, but he's giving to everybody. He's willing to give to everybody. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give this love of Krishna very easily by a very nice process, especially with Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, his chief assistant, in propagating Sankirtan. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Nityananda that you can do what I can't do. He told that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he left Bengal, he left Navadvip and went to Puri. He told Nityananda he came with him, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him back. You go back and preach in Bengal. More a dushkar kam. He said, what is difficult for me, you should do. You can do. It's very difficult to preach. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was thinking it's very difficult to preach. The situation there at that time was very difficult. But you do, Nityananda. And he told, that instruction he gave, that to Nityananda and Haridas, Shuno Nityananda Shuno Haridas, Sarvatra Amar Agga Karaha Prakash Prati Ghare Ghare Giya Kara Ei Bhikha Bhaja Krishna Balo Krishna Kara Krishna Shikha. He told Nityananda and Haridas that, come here, I want to tell you, this is my order. You reveal it everywhere. Go door to door and tell everyone to worship Krishna, chant the names of Krishna, and study Krishna Shikha, learn about Krishna, Krishna Upadesh, study Bhagavad-gita as it is. So that was the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Nityananda. But Nityananda, he thought that these people, they're too fallen to chant the name of Krishna. Better they chant the name of Gauranga. That will be better for them. So that's famous stanza among Bengali Vaishnavas, that Nityananda would go door to door asking the people that Bhaja Gauranga, Kaho Gauranga, Laha Gauranga Namare, Jaijan Gauranga Bhaje Shemora Pranare. He told them that worship Gauranga, say the name of Gauranga, take the name of Gauranga. Whoever worships Gauranga, he is my very life. This is Nityananda. So we say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation. But practically, if you want to go a step further, we can say Nityananda is even more merciful, because he gives Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nitaya karuna habe braje radha Krishna pabe. Narottam says, analyze that how to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give the gift of love of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. But practically we can do that by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. In another song he says that Nitaya Karuna, what is that? Samsara Bhashana Mor Kabi Tucha, Ar Kabi Nitai Chanda, Karuna Hoibe, Samsara Bhashana Mor Kabi Tucha Hobe. Actually there's no question of attaining love of Radha Krishna unless our heart is purified. But that is also possible by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So I just was saying that I wanted to introduce a couple of very beautiful songs by Lochan Das Thakur, extracted from Chaitanya Mangal, which describe the activities of Nityananda Prabhu in distributing love of God indiscriminately. So he prays, Lochan Das Thakur prays. The two songs, they're very similar actually. That he says, Nitai Gunamani Ama, Nitai Gunamani. That Nityananda Prabhu is just like a jewel of wonderful qualities. My Nityananda, he says, Nitai Gunamani Ama. Aniya Premera Banna Vashailo Abani. He said that he brought a flood of love of God and drowned the whole world in a flood of love of God. Premer Banna Loya Nitai Ailo Gaura Deshe Dubilo Bhagatagon Dina Hino Bhashe. He brought the ocean of love of God to Gaura Desh, now known more or less as West Bengal. And he drowned all the devotees in love of God. But somehow or other, the rascals, they managed not to drown. They floated on top. But Nityananda, he was determined that Dina Hina Pati Pamar Nahi Bache, Brahmara Durlabha Prem Shobhakara Jache. But Nityananda's intention was that the fallen, so many ways of describing Din, Heen, Patit, Pamar, that they should also get, even they're trying to run away and avoid it, they should also get love of God that's difficult even for Brahma to get. In Brahma, to get that position, one has to be so pious. But Nityananda wants to give people who are most impious, by force, practically, love of God. Abhaddha Karuna Sindhu Nittai Katiya Muhan Ghare Ghare Bule Prem Amiyar Ban. So he cut a canal from the ocean of love of God and brought that door to door. He made the pipe going door to door and wandering door to door, he flooded everywhere with love of God. That's described that Nityananda, he would go even to the Chandals. In those days, that was unheard of. Nowadays, everyone is all mixed up. But in those days, the Chandals, they lived outside the village. No one would go near them. If you even saw them, you had to take a bath. But Nityananda, he didn't discriminate. He saw everyone is Jeev, everyone is servant of Krishna, everyone should be given the opportunity to take part in the Sankirtan movement. We see that Haridas Thakur came from a Muslim family, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made him Nama Acharya. He gave him the most respected position. Lochan bale mor nitai jeba na bhajelo, janiya shunya she atta ghati hoilo. Lochanda says that my nitai, whoever doesn't worship him, even knowing his wonderful qualities, they are simply committing suicide. Unfortunately, most of the people of the world don't know about Nityananda. Now people, somewhat they're coming to know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But they have to learn about Nityananda also. We have a lot of work to do. We have to distribute so many books. Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should distribute. Here in South India, people, they know Lakshmi Narayana, very formal kind of worship, but this kirtan, with dancing and worship of Radha Krishna, that they have to learn. Then another song, Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai Abhimana Shunya Nitai Nagare Berai. Akrodha Paramananda. He doesn't have any material anger. He's a Nityananda. Which kind of Ananda? Paramananda means Krishna Bhakti-ananda. And Akrodha means he has no material lust, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Matsarya. Although sometimes he becomes angry at the non-devotees if they're offensive. And sometimes even he shows his great mercy to his devotees by apparently becoming angry at them. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can see all these stories. So, Adhampati Jiva Dare Dare Giya Hari Nam Maha Mantra Deno Bilaya. So going to the homes, door to door, again the point given, door to door of all the fallen people. That was Nityananda's speciality. He thought that just like a Kshatriya, in fighting, if he can fight with the most famous and difficult fighter and defeat him, then he becomes established as a great. It's no great achievement to defeat a few insignificant soldiers, but if you can defeat Bhishma, Drona, then that's a great achievement. You see, that's described in the Mahabharata that there are so many Amuk, their name is not given. Arjuna shot the arrows and in 1 hour destroyed 50,000 of the enemy. But when Bhishma, Drona, then their name is a very great thing. So the same thing, if you can deliver someone who's most fallen, and it's a very great achievement. So that was Nityananda's idea, that let me go among the most impious people and try and deliver them, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name will become famous. How his mercy will be broadcast. So he went door to door and he gave the Maha Mantra. How did he give it? He distributed it. And the only price that was asked was anyone who has a little faith, they can take the holy name. Of course, anyone without faith, they wouldn't chant. But even so, Nityananda Prabhu's and his followers, they would somehow or other get people to chant, even people without faith. The story is there of Gadadhar Das. It's not Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Das was a follower of Nityananda Prabhu. So Nityananda had his helpers, so they went door to door in different areas asking people to chant Hare Krishna. So Gadadhar Das came to the area of the Kazi where he was living. He was famous as a very dangerous person, that if he even smelt a Hindu, he'd chop his head off. So, maybe not quite that, but pretty ferocious character. So, Gadadhar was simply going door to door in ecstasy, asking everyone, please chant Hare Krishna. So he came and he called out, everyone inside here, big palace, you chant Hare Krishna. Because he came out, he thought he must be a madman. Who else would do that? So, why would, he must be crazy, that's all. So he didn't take him very seriously. But Gadadhar, he wouldn't give up. He said, no, you chant Hare Krishna. Come on, chant. So he said, okay, I'll chant Hare Krishna tomorrow. Then Gadadhar leapt in the air and said, you already said Hare Krishna once. Now go on chanting. Somehow or other he induced him to chant, even without faith. So, jare dekhe tare kahe dante trina dhari, amare kiniya laha bhaja gaura hari. Whoever he met, whoever Nityananda met, he would put a straw in his mouth, which is a sign of complete submission, and said, do you want to purchase me? Do you want to buy me? I'll become your slave. You only have to do one thing, worship Gaur Hari. Then I'll become your property. Eto boli Nityananda bhume gadi jai, sonar parvat jena dulate lotai. Saying this, Nityananda would fall on the ground and roll in the dust, looking like a great golden mountain. So you can imagine people, they're just walking in the road, and all of a sudden huge figure of Nityananda comes up, and very humbly why he should come up to you very humbly, just some chandal who, no one acts humbly towards them at all. Everyone, they keep a distance from them, and if they ever say anything to them, it's simply, get up. And Nityananda comes up begging them, please worship Gaur Hari, take me as your slave, and then falls in the dust at their feet. Who can refuse? Hino avatare ja ratina janmilo, lochan bale she papi, elo or gelo. So Lochanda says that such a merciful incarnation, who does not have any attraction, whose attraction for Nityananda did not awake, how sinful must you be not to have any attraction to Nityananda? Such a person simply, what can we say about him? He was born and he died. His life was completely useless. So here we have on the altar, as in most temples of ISKCON, Prabhupada installed the deities of Gaur Nitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, the two brothers, Paramakarana Pahum Duijana, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Shabhavata Sara Shiromani, Kevala Ananda Kanda. The two, Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, together they are considered the most merciful of all incarnations because they have given a path which is simply joyful. So let us always remember the great mercy of Lord Nityananda, which is not different from the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's not that it's a different entity. His mercy, it's Krishna's mercy. Krishna is known as Gunarnava. Krishna is an ocean of mercy. Kripa Sindhu. They're different. Gunarna, that is in the, I'm saying that because that's in the Gurvashtakam, the first verse. That we sing that. Sangsara davan alalita loka tranaya karanya dhana ganam bhaktasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande garoshicharna. That the Guru, he rains the mercy, but he gathers that mercy from the ocean of all good qualities, who is Krishna. That kalyana guna, the quality of, that means mercy, the quality of acting for the benefit of others. That is the quality. You see, Krishna himself says here that I come to deliver the devotees. He's always thinking of the benefit of others. Therefore, one of Krishna's names you'll find in Vishnu Sahasranamas. Gentleman was mentioning this morning. Mahatma means a great-minded soul. He's simply thinking of the benefit of others. Krishna owns everything. He's the most wealthy, most famous, most opulent. We find people in this world, they want to be wealthy, famous and opulent for the sake of their own self-aggrandizement. But Krishna has all these qualities, but he's simply thinking how to do good to others. Therefore he's a real Mahatma. The original Mahatma. There are so many Mahatmas, means sadhu, but sadhu really means who follows in the footsteps of Krishna by trying to give the mercy of Krishna to others. And the prototype Mahatma for the modern age is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, who by their own example, they tried their best to deliver others from the Maya, M-I-R-E, of Maya, M-A-Y-A, from the dirty hole of Maya, and deliver them back to Godhead. And those who wish to follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they must try. Of course, we are not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are not Nityananda, they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead themselves, but by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, we can also do something to please them by trying to spread the rays of the benediction movement, spreading the Sankirtan movement, asking people to chant Hare Krishna, or in the modern age especially, beginning with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and very much increased by his foremost disciple, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. We have the Brihat Mridanga, the great Mridanga, very powerful mission of distributing Srila Prabhupada's books, which change people's lives, which have the tremendous effect of spreading the Krishna conscious movement. So just as I was saying, Krishna, his most merciful incarnation, both quantitatively and qualitatively, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gaur Bhaktivinoda, all the devotees. So most merciful incarnation, and the best way to spread their mercy in the modern age. Prabhupada has given so much emphasis on this book distribution, so I heard from the announcements this morning that you're all very much getting into this mood. So please do that. I can only request you, that's my somewhat contribution. Please try to distribute these books of Srila Prabhupada's. Give the mercy to others. And the more we give mercy to others, the more we also get it ourselves, which we can experience. That Krishna conscious in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not simply meant for sitting alone and doing our own bhajan, but it's meant for spreading to others. That is Krishna's own mood. That he would paritranaya sadhuna, for the sake of delivering the devotees. He's always thinking, Krishna is always thinking how to benefit others. So devotee means a servant of Krishna, and he tries to assist Krishna in his mission of benefiting others, which is very practical in the modern age. That simply by asking people to chant Hare Krishna, or giving them Prabhupada's books, that will benefit them tremendously, more than we can imagine. Sometimes we think, well, we gave someone a book and they didn't change, but it will have its effect. Every book, Prabhupada said that, every book distributed means the Sankirtan movement is advanced. So let us try to do that. Of course, there are so many other programs also, but as Prabhupada put much stress on this book distribution, so we should also stress that. If we are to be Prabhupada Anugas, followers in the glorious footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. As you can see, I'm looking like this because... Any questions about this or anything else related to Krishna consciousness?
Was Srila Prabhupada also in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu?
Was Srila Prabhupada in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu? I think that question hardly needs answering, does it? It's more like a statement than a question. Every atom of Srila Prabhupada's transcendental body was surcharged with the mood of Nityananda. Ka means Karnataka Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu and Kshirodakshai Vishnu. They are the forms, the Karnataka Vishnu lies on the Karana Udak, which Prabhupada calls the causal ocean. He is the form of the Lord from whom all the universes emanate, in seed form, from the pores of his body. Then he expands himself into the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu and enters every universe. So, Karnataka Vishnu, he is the Paramatma of the whole material manifestation. Garbhodakshai Vishnu is the Paramatma of each universe. And then he expands himself as Kshirodakshai Vishnu, who is simultaneously in the Kshirodak, the milk ocean, and expanded in the heart of every living being and in every atom. So these are the three Purusha avatars. And Lila avatars, they are forms of the Lord who come to perform specific pastimes, such as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana. They're specific forms of the Lord they're different from the four-handed Vishnu forms. They have specific form for performing specific leelas, therefore they're called Leela avatars. This is all described in Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Did you read that book? You did? Please read again. Very important book. Vishnu Tattva and Mahat Tattva. Well, Tattva, there are many Tattvas. Rasa Tattva, Shakti Tattva. So there's no direct, if you said Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva, we could discuss, because there's some more direct relation. But if you say Vishnu Tattva and Mahat Tattva, Vishnu Tattva means the Vishnu forms, and Mahat Tattva means the universe in its, we could say, pre-primordial state, the very beginning essence of the unmanifested material elements. So there's not, it's a tattva, but it doesn't, you can't really, if you relate it, it's like Vishnu tattva and Mahat tattva. Of course everything comes from Vishnu, but it's a different kind of tattva altogether. Tattva simply means, how can we say, substance, entity, class, classification, lineage, difficult to translate, category. Tattva means thatness. There's no such word in English. Category is maybe the best word. So, can I tell you? I can. I wrote a book because I'm asked many times. I thought, well, people are enthusiastic to know, so I wrote a book called My Memories of Srila Prabhupada. I don't have any copies here. Well, I can tell you the first paragraph, that I first met Srila Prabhupada in the form of one of his books. Prabhupada is none different from his books. Krishna book, volume 2. In those days they were printing in 3 volumes. So I was staying in someone's house, and I saw among their books, there was one book, Krishna book, volume 2. I thought it was a little strange having volume 2 without volume 1. So I opened it and I saw the page. You know, people, they fold the page when they want to keep the place. So I saw it's folded on page 1.
I don't forget.
Somebody had opened it and they didn't have much interest. So I asked, can I read it? Sure. So I read it. And I didn't understand much about it, but in there Prabhupada said, this is not directly, it's summary. And it was quite a few months after joining the temple that I actually saw Prabhupada. And my first impression, as I wrote in that book, was rather mundane. I was surprised that Prabhupada was so short. Many people had that feeling, because when you hear Prabhupada speak, then it's not really a very rational conclusion, but you tend, because he speaks so strongly, you think he must be very physically big, because usually in this world people with big bodies, they're bold, and people with smaller bodies, they're not. But Prabhupada is actually very short. I think they said 5'3", which I just have to have my diary here. You don't use feet and inches here. So what's the well, about, I guess, be like that after me. So I was surprised at that. Especially Prabhupada was coming, when I first saw him, he was coming down the stairs. Actually, we all went to the airport, but there was some mix-up and we missed Prabhupada. We were all waiting, and then we were doing kirtan, and then we were told Prabhupada already came and left. Somehow he came in we went to the wrong terminal. If you've been to Heathrow Airport, it's like a huge city in itself. So Prabhupada already gone, and then we went back to the Mana, and then eventually Prabhupada came down. Maybe it was even the next day. I think it was the next day. I didn't even get to see Prabhupada that day because. So I saw Prabhupada coming down the stairs, and on one side was Brahmananda. If you've ever seen him, huge, both vertically and horizontally.
Swami.
Yeah, so huge. And then Hari Kesh was also thin but very tall, and Prabhupada standing next to them, he looked like half their size. But very strong presence. And like when Prabhupada was glowing, many times devotees, they explained that you could, it was practically physically, it was like everything would become lighter when Prabhupada came. Devotees are very much in a mood of awe and reverence at that time. So many devotees came from so many countries, and then everyone bowed down, but I actually delayed bowing down because I wanted to see Prabhupada more. It was the first time. So when Prabhupada went, then I bowed down. They went in the temple room, and the kirtan was going. Actually, the kirtan stopped. No one stopped it, but it was just that the devotees were so much awestruck by seeing Prabhupada. And they all bowed down, and it's a very big temple room. It's considerably bigger than this. It's completely packed full of devotees. That was the first time I saw Prabhupada. I saw Prabhupada a few times, and mostly seeing. I only spoke to Prabhupada once actually, when he gave me the Gayatri Mantra. Otherwise I saw him, he was giving lectures. Once I went on a morning walk like this. And not much personal association. Few lectures I heard. Maybe I can try. I don't have any copies of that, my memories book. There's quite a bit actually, if you can, like the lectures I heard and like this. I don't have any copies here. Sorry. It's nice. Whenever any Prabhupada disciples come, you should gherav them, surround them. Don't let them go until they promise to write all their memories of Prabhupada. Lock them in the room. Or maybe you could get them to speak and then you can transcribe it. I just wrote my memories of Prabhupada because I thought, well, I have some memories and it's very valuable. People, they want to know. There are many devotees who had much more association with Prabhupada than I did. So, try and get them to speak them all. It's very, very valuable. That covers many chapters of the Bhagavatam. Did you read that? Please read. We have the book also, Teachings of Lord Kapila. Where did you hear that Lord Kapila is an incarnation of Shiva? Well, Kapila, you see, there may be many Kapilas. Kapila simply means brown color. So there may be many. That's just your imagination, that's all. There's nowhere is it said that Devahuti Putra Kapila is an incarnation of Lord Shiva. Yet we should go. Hare Krishna.